What is up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do a little bit of looking at a helmet and some mics today, because for the longest time, I've wanted to record my comms. I've been out on rides with people and I had to mic them up or add a camera and a mic, and it was painful because when I'm done with a 4-hour ride, I've got 4 hours of footage from each camera that I have to cull through. And let me tell you, that wasn't fun, but I found a solution. I have tested it. I'm going to show you my helmet setup today, play a little bit of the test for you, and we're going to take a look at it and a couple of caveats that I found already. Mind you, this helmet is literally set up for testing. It's not a permanent solution yet. So anyway, let's dig in. If you've watched any of my videos, you've seen this. My Harley half helmet. Yes, good times. What you have not seen is this, the red cable. Yeah, that red cable. That's the difference. It's one of these. Yeah, a JS aux male to 2 female mic connector. I'll leave a link in the video description below so you buy exactly the right thing. It took me a while to figure out exactly what to buy, but a quick overview on the helmet. This is the SENA boom mic. It connects to the SENA over here. And that's where my comms come from. Is that in focus? Yeah, that's good enough, I think. Flipping the helmet around, you can see this. This is a Purple Panda microphone right there. I've done videos on audio tests before and how I have it set up, but this is the microphone that picks up the audio you hear in my moto vlogs. And it's pretty important, right? So I didn't want to mess with that. This is a non-destructive modification, as evidenced by 17 feet of gaffer's tape. By the way, this is gaffer's tape, and I will leave a link to this in the video description below. I got 4 rolls of it for like 15 bucks or something, but this stuff is great. If you want to test out something like this without leaving a mark or whatever, gaffer's tape. It's the way to go. I use this stuff for everything. Not everything, just some things. Mostly motovlogging things, and around the house occasionally. So beyond that, it's a pretty simple setup. I literally have the cable for the Purple Panda tucked in here and gaffered taped over. And now I have this red cable, which again, I set up for testing, and I will be removing all this and going back to just one microphone until I come up with a slightly better setup. But this works. This works, and I tested it and it sounded great. I just want to redo the cable management. Cable management, that's the second microphone. It's right in there. So it's taped over the SENA speaker, okay? There's a SENA speaker on either side, and this one, the cable runs underneath behind the padding here, and it runs over here. When I did my original test, I had all the wire tucked in under here without all this tape, and it created a hot spot, okay? It just did, and I didn't care for that. So what I did was, for the next ride, I moved this wire out here and then taped it up so it wouldn't go flying around or anything. But basically, this Y connector plugs into the original microphone, which comes out here, and then it runs all the way back through here, and the wire is bundled up in here and then pops out and gets taped over all the way around so it doesn't flap about or anything. And it's all in there. It's right here. So it's covering the SENA speaker. So that's the quick and dirty. It works.
Are you recording it on your phone, or are you recording what your headset's doing?
I am recording on my GoPro. Now, there are some caveats that I want to make you aware of. One, try to use the same microphone or same type of microphone. So I have 2 Purple Pandas, because the levels and the sounds that they pick up will be identical, which makes your life easier in editing because everybody will sound the same. And I tested it with a phone call, so sometimes the audio is not great depending on the connection. Yeah, and what do you ride these days?
I got a VTX 30.
But with like a mesh connection or one of the, SENA intercom systems, it will work much better. I haven't tested that yet, but the theory has been proven, so I'm good. I'm happy. The other thing is, this wire I mentioned that I moved it up here, it created a big hot spot right in here that it was kind of painful. I didn't like that. The other one is over here where the microphone is now, if I can feel for it, it's right here. It is right there at the base. If I can get it in the light, you can see the lump right there. It's at the base of the ear pad, right next to the styrofoam, as opposed to up here. So it's down here instead of up here. I had it up here and it created a pressure point right against my ear, which I didn't like. After like 40 minutes, it started to ache a little bit and I was like, that sucks. So I moved that around. There was one other caveat, and that is that the audio gets picked up from this microphone even if you're not recording comms, and it's fully taped in there. So what does that mean? That means that instead of the waveform looking like my normal one, as you see now, just got coffee, and this is what it looks like over here. Whoa, that got dicey there. Where you can clearly delineate where the words and blank space are in the audio. It looks like what you see now. Today, we're talking about your equipment. No, not that equipment. Get your head out of the gutter. Which, it's a little harder to discern where the words are and where the blank space is, which makes my editing a little bit harder because I will realize that I paused while I was riding along talking, and then I just realized I did a pause there. But anyway, I'll do a pause and wait for the next sentence, and I'll cut that 2 seconds out. It's easy peasy. I'll just cut it, and I can see where the words are, because like you see now, that's my old audio. It's right up there, right? And then the new audio, it's less discernible because there's a little bit of background noise. Now I'm still using Clarity, and if you have the studio version of Resolve, you can use the voice isolation that's built into Studio, or if you have another video editor, I'm sure there's plugins and all sorts of stuff, but I'm using Clarity, and to my ears anyway, which are craptastic anyhow, it was able to knock all that wind noise back down, so no big deal. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video, because now you know how to record your comms. So if you go on a group ride, not everybody needs a mic. You need a mic, you need permission, at least in Maryland and several other states, you need everybody's permission before you record them. But you can go record everybody and get all the audio and not have to cull through like 4 hours of footage, because I did that ride with my neighbor lady last summer, and yeah, maybe it was 2 summers ago. Anyway, I did a ride with the neighbor lady and I ended up with like 3 hours of footage, and it was painful. Whereas I could have just had a half an hour's worth of footage and posted it. So anyway, I hope this makes your life a little bit easier when you're editing. I hope you learned something, and until next time, have a great day and watch whatever YouTube thinks you ought to watch of mine next. Yeah, it's another video of mine. Anyway, take it easy.